Hey guys, okay, so here's the deal. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is coming out tomorrow and I'm still on the fence on whether to buy it or not, mainly due to the combat system, which doesn't seem as fleshed out as I'd like it to be. So I thought about doing a quick video on this. Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3. These two games are arguably the best Dragon Ball fighting games of all time, and I'm going to go over why in a minute. But first, let's talk about more recent Dragon Ball games, since these came out in 2006 and 2007 for the PlayStation 2 and the Wii. 2018 saw the launch of Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is an incredible 2D fighting game with some of the best visuals ever in that genre. But it's a 2D fighting game, so the fights don't really feel like Dragon Ball fights. Then there's Xenoverse 1 and 2, which are 3D fighting games, so they are much closer to the look and feel of actual Dragon Ball, but the way the combos and the controls work in those games means that there is a lot of scripted movements and you're not in complete control of your movement. And there's also a couple of weird things. For example, at the start of the game, there is no way to charge your ki. Charging ki is a skill that you unlock later on in the game. So neither of these games really scratched the itch that Budokai 2 and 3 scratched. Budokai 2 and 3 are essentially Dragon Ball simulators. They are the pinnacle of Dragon Ball fighting games. If you're a Dragon Ball fan and you've never played these games, then strap yourself in, because this is perfection. And you'll definitely want to grab an emulator and try it out for yourself when you're done watching. But before I move on, please keep in mind that most of my footage will be from Budokai 2, because that's the one I like the most, but 3 is the most up-to-date one and the one that most people still play. Also, remember to leave your comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Okay, I'm gonna try and showcase the main aspects of the game and go over why it's so good without going into too much detail and having it be boring. So first of all, both games feature an incredible amount of characters. Budokai 3 has 98 different characters with 161 different forms. Basically, anyone who has ever fought in the manga, the anime, or movies is there. Fights can feature up to 5 characters per team, but they don't fight at the same time, which makes sense because Dragon Ball fights are mainly 1v1. In the character select screen, you can choose which form to start each character in, which is really cool. You can also transform either by powering up or down during the fight, so you can go from Super Saiyan 1 to 2 and back to 1 if you want. And you can also perform the several different fusions provided that you have the right characters in the team. So if you want to make Vegito, you have to have Goku and Vegeta. And there are a lot of nuances regarding transformations and stuff like that in this game. I've always enjoyed playing with characters such as Cell or Frieza because when you transform, they gain a health bar, which isn't the case when you go from Super Saiyan 1 to level 2, for example. And some characters like Cell, for example, can drain your energy in their state 1 and 2. The androids 19 and 20 can also drain your energy and your your health and your ki, which is also really cool and a great attention to detail. So yeah, there are a lot of cool things in this game. Okay, the way the basic combo system works is also really clever. You have a basic combo using square, which you can interrupt at any time by performing a heavy attack with triangle or a charged attack with square. A charged attack with square will always send the enemy flying in the direction of your attack, which can be either forward, up, down, or to the sides. Hitting triangle will result in different types of attack depending on how many hits of the basic combo you've landed. And some of those attacks can also be directed. You will see me throughout the video kicking the enemy up to continue a combo that is done with triangle and not a charged square, for example. To protect yourself from attacks, you can either guard or teleport out of an attack, provided that you block towards the direction of the attack at the right time. Now, The great thing about this system is how well it works with the concept of ki. Chasing after an enemy or teleporting consumes your ki, as do special attacks like a Kamehameha. So managing your energy is absolutely crucial. Basically, how much ki you have determines how long your combos can be and how much you can defend. So this opens up the game to a whole lot of strategy. For example, you might choose to break your combo with a triangle attack to break your enemy's guard, which, if done correctly, will deplete one square of their ki bar. If you're low on ki, you might want to end the combo by sending them flying with a charged square attack, so you can charge your ki while they are recovering from the attack. So it's really good how a very basic combo system ends up being extremely complicated when you throw in that energy management system. You can also supercharge your ki, which allows you to do even more special attacks. So more often than not, you'll have both players at either end of the screen charging their ki at the same time, which is just amazing. It's just like the anime and the manga. The basic combos, the dashing, the teleporting, and stuff like that is pretty much the same across every character. But there is quite some variation in stuff like the animations, how fast they hit, how many hits they land, and a lot of variation in what special attacks they have, how their ki blasts go across the screen, what they look like, and stuff like that, which, you know, adds a great variety. For example, Goku's Super Saiyan 2 combos aren't exactly the same as the base Goku. And his special attacks like the Kamehameha and stuff like that, the Spirit Orb, stuff like that is not the same in each transformation. They are all based on iconic attacks that they used while being in that state. So this game is quite faithful to the fighting style of each of the fighters, and stuff like how much health they have will be based on how powerful they're supposed to be, and they basically don't give any thought to actual balance in the game. Which, you know, some people might think that that makes the game completely unbalanced, and it does. But here's the thing, accuracy is paramount in this game. It's not about balancing, it's not about having a competitive fighting game. You can play as Mr. Satan, who deals basically no damage. He's a joke character. There are several joke characters, in fact. So, for example, Goku Super Saiyan 3 will hit much harder than any of the guys from the Ginyu Force, which is actually really cool because back in the day when I used to play this with friends, this was a great way to handicap better players playing against guys with little to no experience with the game. So I was pretty good, and I would pick basic characters like Frieza in his base form, or I don't know, Yamcha or Tenshin Han, and I would go against my friends playing Gogeta or Goku Super Saiyan 4, which in my opinion, all of the characters from GT are just terribly designed. GT in general is a travesty, but whatever. Or you can also stack the deck against someone by playing 2v5 or 1v5 and stuff like that, which is, I don't know, it's really cool actually. It would be awesome to see a new Budokai game featuring all the characters from Super, and in fact there are some fan-made mods featuring those characters, which I have yet to try. I probably will at some point. But yeah, an updated version of Budokai with better graphics, more destructibility, more characters would be incredible to see. Some changes to the combo system could be made to add some more variety, or maybe add the ability to create a character, but there's really no need to innovate too far in my opinion. Before making this video, I hadn't played Budokai in like 10 years, and it was amazing to go back to it and immediately have a feel for the timing and the combos and the way it works, and also to see just how well it holds up 15 years later. Remember, these games were released in 2006 basically. So yeah, these are amazing games, and I hope to see them revived at some point. Okay, so that will be all. I will probably buy Kakarot just to have some content, I've just seen the news that Cyberpunk is delayed until September, which is not good. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching, and please subscribe if you liked the video and check out the other videos in the channel which you might find interesting. So that's all for now. I'll catch you in the next one.